Hi, my name is Gabrielle Sadler, and I'm currently a Social Work 2375 student, and this is my final presentation on the Greater San Marcos Youth Council, which is located in San Marcos, Texas. The history on the Greater San Marcos Youth Council is that it was a shelter created in 1986, and the piece of legislation that created it was the Family Services Act. And this act was created to provide assistance/services to children, youth, and their families. We are a private nonprofit organization, which means we do receive our funding from state and local governments, private foundations, individual donors, business/corporations, churches, and other civic organizations. Our agency does have goals, which are to develop trusting relationships between children and adults, because many of our clients have been abused or neglected, so they aren't trusting of adults, which we do want to change because there are adults that are out there that are able to be trusted. We also want to teach our children that they are worthy of love and respect. And our last goal, but not really last goal, would be to address social problems such as child abuse and child neglect. We do offer a variety of different services such as shelter, youth and family counseling, youth and family advocacy. We offer truancy intervention programs, delinquency prevention, and parenting education classes as well. Each service is very beneficial to each client. We offer the shelter for children that have been abused or neglected in their own houses or their own homes, and they're not able to live there anymore, so we provide a safe place to live. Family and youth counseling and family advocacy, that gives families a chance to get to the root of the problem and work through it. So we do not have to break up families. We can keep them in home and provide outhouse services like that. We have parenting education classes because sometimes the parent has the full ability to be an amazing parent. They just do not have the resources. So the parenting education classes do help with that. And the truancy intervention program is a really amazing program that Greater San Marcos Youth Council has, where they get in touch with the schools within Hays County to see who's having truancy issues, because that is a form of neglection. And they get to the bottom of it and they figure out the problem and they check in their grades and absences weekly, which is amazing. So that's a great program for clients within the Greater San Marcos Youth Council. There is no means testing. Your financial state does not play a role into receiving services from Greater San Marcos Youth Council, but where you live, your age, and if you've been abused or neglected does play a role in it. Due to Greater San Marcos also providing shelter for some of their clients, there are special requirements to stay within the shelter, and they vary based off the initial requirements. So you do have to be between the age of 2 to 17, like the other requirements. You have to have been abused or neglected, live within Hays County, or go to a Hays County school. But the extra requirements are you cannot be under the influence of drugs, you cannot be under alcoholic abuse, you cannot have been suicidal within the past 30 days, and you cannot be a harm to other people or aggressive to other people, because you will be living in a group home essentially. And they also have to have a CPS case open in order to live within the Greater San Marcos Youth Council shelter. There's a great deal of benefits that come from the services provided by Greater San Marcos Youth Council. Children learn that they're able to trust adults, and that there are adults out there that actually care and give love, and that the children are worthy of love, so that's an amazing benefit from the services provided. Grades improve, attendance improve from the delinquency prevention program and the truancy intervention program that we offer. Families are also given a chance to improve and stay together. Once they receive counseling, they're able to work on the real issue and see what's causing the issue. So that's a great benefit. And also children are given another chance at life, which is an amazing benefit of the services provided by Greater San Marcos Youth Council. The client system that is served by the Greater San Marcos Youth Council is the family and of the children that have been neglected and abused within the Hays County city lines, and those who attend Hays County schools. social problems that the Greater San Marcos Youth Council addresses are the social problem of child abuse and child neglection. They address it by providing these services that I have listed above, by helping remove the children from their abusive homes, the truancy program, the counseling programs, and the shelter programs. That is how the Greater San Marcos Youth Council addresses social problems. There's always going to be gaps within the social welfare system, but the Greater San Marcos Youth Council addresses these gaps correctly by providing, they receive donations, a lot of donations, and they always reach out for help if they need help so that these gaps don't create further setbacks. Not only do they reach out for donations or speak up when they need something, they also network with other agencies to make sure that their clients' needs are met all the way through across the board. And that is how the Greater San Marcos Youth Council closes the gaps in the social welfare system. To continue on with how Greater San Marcos Youth Council is able to close the social welfare gaps, I had to include how they network, because networking is a big factor into closing those gaps. Greater San Marcos Youth Council does work with other social service agencies such as Hays County Juvenile Probation Center, which is located in San Marcos as well. We work with school districts and the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. As far as how we network, we usually network with Hays County Juvenile Probation when one of their children or clients need help, such as counseling. We're able to provide them with that counseling, or if one of our clients need to be sent over to their center, it's a smoother process because they're working together and networking. So that really closes the gaps within the social welfare system when the two organizations work together. Currently, our approach to assess our services are online through a pre and post test that all clients are required to partake in. We also have client surveys to make sure that clients are happy with their services and that they're receiving their services the way that we want them to receive them. All this is inputted into the state data system. And not only are we on top of that, but we also have performance measurements that are required by the state that we are required to meet. And from the past years, I believe that we have met those requirements because the agency is still running and still getting funded by the state and local government. So we are getting good feedback from our clients, and our services are very appreciated by our clients. The outcome of our program are amazing. The services that are being provided are showing amazing outcomes, because I personally have seen a child that I worked with go home to their family and was able to live their normal life again because Greater San Marcos Youth Council helped their mother get back on their feet and provided her with services that would help her do so. And not only did I personally see it, but Ms. Julia and I did speak about the outcomes of the program, and she said that we have a 90% effective rate of success from the shelter itself, and then people that were receiving non-residential services, it had an 88% effective rate, which are really high numbers for an agency. So I believe that our program and services are having amazing outcomes at the Greater San Marcos Youth Council. At the Greater San Marcos Youth Council, I was a volunteer. I volunteered on Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 9:30 p.m. I would get there as soon as the kids would start beginning their homework, so I would help them with their homework. I would go outside with them and play while dinner was getting cooked, and then when dinner was ready, I would help at dinner time. And after that, it was bath time. I'd help out with bath time. And after bath time, we would watch movies, play games, do whatever it was, and then we'd start cutting down with the day, or just laying down, going to sleep, finishing the day off. It was honestly a really great experience to do that for me, and I learned a lot from it, so I would personally volunteer again at the agency because it was an amazing experience for me, and I learned a lot. The biggest lessons I learned were to be patient, compassionate with the children, because when you're working with at-risk populations, you have to be patient and compassionate with your clients. Also, I learned within the social work field that it's a really big goal to keep families together. You shouldn't try to tear families apart just because of different parenting styles and stuff. You should provide them with services so that they can function the best to their ability. Networking is everything within the social work field because you do need to network with other agencies, because oftentimes your clients will need help from other services or other people that are beyond your capability or compensation. So not just that, I learned that volunteering is essential in a nonprofit organization and that volunteers are appreciated greatly, which is why I'd want to say thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope that you guys are able to volunteer at Greater San Marcos Youth Council one day, because I had an amazing experience when I did my volunteer service there. Thank you, and I hope you're able to.